Oh, so you know who's going to be on 60 Minutes tonight, right?
No, I don't. Who?
Spielberg is going to be talking about Lincoln tonight on 60 Minutes.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So that should be interesting.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Hang on.
Hello.
Hey, dude. What's up?
What's up?
This is awesome. I love this.
Say hi to Jerry and Dean.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, how are you?
All right.
You saw Lincoln.
Yes, I did.
So there's some embargo on it. You can't say anything about it?
Not officially.
Oh, well.
Well, what would classify as unofficial?
I don't know. Well, ask me some questions, maybe, and I can verify things.
Okay. Jerry, Dean, you guys have any questions regarding Lincoln?
Oh, I mean, I don't want to get him in trouble, though.
Is it a plant, mineral, or vegetable?
So, I mean, there's stuff that's already obviously been out in the press from the New York Film Festival screening. So if you have questions about some of those, I guess, aspects or maybe some of those intimations from other reviews, I can either verify or deny.
Right. Okay. Well, I was under the impression you liked it.
Yes.
That I got from you. And by the way, I just want to compliment you on your Facebook posts. Are really, really very enlightening and inspiring.
Would Lincoln be in your top 10 of the year so far?
Oh, in the year? Let's see. Because the thing is, it's a weird thing. Obviously, I guess they're doing a word-of-mouth campaign because I saw it on Wednesday, and that's literally a month before it goes national. And they're going to have 3 more screenings in the next 2.5 weeks. So I'm going to go a couple more times. And at this point, I think right now, I do think Lincoln would be in my top 10. Now, granted, there's a lot of stuff to still come out in the next 12 weeks that we have, or 10 weeks that we have left in this year. So don't hold me to that right now.
Right.
Okay. So I'll ask some questions.
Okay.
Do you think the major criticism about Lincoln is the fact that it's very reserved? It's gone from a very critics that like it saying that it's understated. It's not your typical sentimental, overblown Spielbergian thing, to the people that don't like it saying that it's bland, like an A&E movie. Do you think that will hurt audience reception to it if you do think it's reserved?
I don't think it'll. I can't predict the audience. I know the audience I saw it with. It did get a smattering of applause, so it did work on the audience that I saw it. And the A&E claim, I don't know where that comes from. I don't know where that comes from.
Well, it's something that like Jerry actually brought this up the last show. I mean, I think it's another way of saying that it's like a bland history lesson, almost like Redford's The Conspirator was.
But it doesn't look that way at all, though. It doesn't.
No. I mean, this is because I guess some of these critics you can't have it both ways. They're saying it's not Spielberg's if you want to classify Spielberg as sentimental claptrap, which I don't know where that claim comes from, but if we want to engage in that view of some of Spielberg's movies, it's not that. But is it reserved and understated? Yes, it is. Also, but that is the nature of the story. But that does not mean that it doesn't have emotional crescendos. I would say there are at least, in my view, there were at least 3 emotional, high points, and so just because there are only 3, and but the rest of the movie is kind of a verbal verbal stimulation, that doesn't mean the film is any lesser than, say, some of, I guess maybe more Spielberg's pop entertainment. I guess that's what they mean by the sentimental thing, is that this is not E.T. or Raiders, obviously.
No, of course not.
So it doesn't have that pop grandeur, emotional, overwhelming grandeur that some of those films have. But if a movie called Lincoln had that, I think that would be kind of gratuitous, and that wouldn't fit the material.
Let me ask a dangerous question.
Yeah.
No, seriously, because Tony Kushner wrote the screenplay, right? If I'm not mistaken. Okay.
Yes.
And he said he was trying to make a movie about today. Mm-hmm. Do you get that feeling watching it? I know exactly. I think I know exactly what he means. Mm-hmm. It is not. It's funny. I do think it has a currency and a resonance to today, but I don't think it's in an obvious way. I do think when you see it, I think and you start to think about it, I think you will be able to. I think you'll be able to pick up on the resonance of the story, because the whole story is Lincoln doing basically trying to get this amendment passed. It basically is a month. It follows the month of January 1865, leading up to this vote, and it's just all the maneuvering of getting this passed and what needs to be done. And so, as stately as it is, there is an amazing amount of suspense built up, because the thing that Spielberg does throughout the story is we get these title cards, January 9th, January 11th, January 15th, and we start, and just, unknowing, unconsciously, subconsciously to us, we start feeling this momentum building. But all these scenes, there are no civil wars, there are no war scenes really. Except in the opening, there's an aftermath scene in the opening. It's all verbal. This is a 2.5-hour talking movie about men in rooms negotiating. And so if you see
it's a political film.
Yes.
It's a political film.
Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah. Here's my one question.
Yeah.
Do you feel that those people who, we talked about this on the show last week, do you feel like people like Jeffrey Wells or the people who have been, let me not just say it with Jeffrey Wells, but just the people who have been reacting negatively to this film, do you think that any film that Spielberg could have delivered about Lincoln would have satisfied them?
I like to give all these people the benefit of the doubt and saying they went in with an open mind and just this wasn't what they expected. And I'm gathering it probably wasn't what they expected. When you hear Steven Spielberg, Lincoln, Daniel Day-Lewis, and Tony Kushner, you're probably, I don't know, you're probably thinking something maybe grand and kind of epic. And this is a long movie, but it's not an epic movie. I think what people need to understand, this is not a biopic. Maybe that's the something that people have gotten in their heads. But it's not that. But the thing is, if you look at Spielberg's last decade of his pop films, where you get stuff like Munich and War Horse and what else, the AI and a couple of these others, this really shouldn't be a surprise, the tone and the intention of Lincoln.
But you think it'll be major Oscar fodder, though?
I can't see why it wouldn't be. That's kind of an odd thing to say now, considering we have now potentially 10 slots. So it's not like we're fighting for 5; we're fighting for 10. So Lincoln will be in the 10. In the same way, it's kind of compared to last year. War Horse was nominated, Spielberg was nominated, but let's be honest, no one ever said War Horse was a front runner or a contender, but it was in the race.
and I am a Warhorse fan.
Likewise.
I think Lincoln, though, just to compare, I think Lincoln is a more complete film. Warhorse, there's some problems in the middle that I have with some sequences, but I mean, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing that I can complain about Lincoln. For what it's intended, it totally achieves its intent.
Okay.
So, yeah. And
all right. Thank you, dude.
Thank you, Aaron.
All right. No problem, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron.
Man, I can call him completely unexpected. I gave him no warning, and then he's just on. You know? You're dynamic, Aaron. You're a superstar, baby.
So are you.